Welcome to science class. Last class we learned about the chemical change. In this class we discuss about conditions needed for a chemical change and indicators of a chemical change. In the chapter changes around us. We know that firing of crackers is a chemical change. Some crackers explode only when thrown against a wall or struck with a hot substance. Thus, we could see that change in pressure may also bring about a chemical change. When lemon juice is mixed with soda water, they produce a brisk effervescence, which is otherwise not possible when they are separate. So we can say that many chemical changes occur only when the substance are made to physically contact with each other. We have tasted raw rice and cooked rice. Cooking is a process that is involved in the stated example wherein rice is boiled with sufficient water. It is the heat and the water that had brought the change in texture and taste of the rice before and after cooking. Thus, we can say that heating is a condition needed for the chemical change to occur. Water is a chemical compound that remains as water when undisturbed. But if a few drops of an acid is added to water and subjected to electrolysis by passing electric current, it decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen. So we can understand the electric current is also a condition for affecting a chemical change. We know that the use of vanaspati in cooking. Vanaspati is obtained from vegetable oils by the addition of hydrogen to the oils. Nickel, platinum or palladium are used as a catalyst during the process of hydrogenation of oils. Catalysts are substances that speed up the process of a chemical change, and it will not undergo any change during the course of the reaction. For example, yeast acts as the catalyst in the fermentation of sugar. Next, we learn about indicators of chemical change. Take some broken pieces of eggs in a test tube and add lemon juice to it. We could see bubbles of carbon dioxide evolving in the beaker. This is because of the chemical change between the two. Hence, we say that evolution of bubbles serve as an indicator that of chemical change. When water is added to quicklime, there will be evolution of lot of heat along with the formation of slacked lime. This is a chemical change and it is indicated by evolution of heat when the reaction sits in between quicklime and water. Every day we cook foodstuffs and clean the empty cooking utensils. Suppose when we leave the cooked utensils with some cooked food and leave them without washing for a day, we could sense a foul smell coming from the vessels the next day. This is because the foodstuff had become rotten and produces a foul smell. Here, spoilage of food is a chemical change and it is indicated by the foul smell. So, change of odor is also an indicator of a chemical change. When an iron nail is kept in water for a few days and taken out, the nail will become reddish brown in color, indicating that it has rusted. We know that rusting is a chemical change and it is indicated by a change in color of the iron nail. We know that hot milk curdles to form a white lumps of curd. When mixed with lemon juice, a lump of curd is precipitate that is obtained by the chemical reaction between the hot milk and lemon juice. So, formation of precipitate is also an indication of a chemical change. To conclude, there can be evolution of bubbles, evolution of heat, change in color formation of a precipitate that serves as indicators for us to understand that a chemical change had taken place. Students, I hope you have understood the conditions needed for a chemical change and indicators of a chemical change. Thank you.